go live now to Capitol Hill, where moments ago, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer gave remarks on the Iran classified briefing that was postponed. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Of our briefing is outrageous, it's evasive, it's derelict. They're bobbing and weaving and ducking. Senators deserve full transparency. There is a legal obligation for the administration to inform Congress about precisely what is happening. What are they afraid of? Why won't they engage Congress in the critical details? The results of the recent strike, the scope and trajectory of the conflict, the administration's long-term strategy to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons, the potential risks facing American citizens and our service members, who we all have an obligation to protect. To be abundantly clear, neither Pete Hegseth nor Marco Rubio was scheduled to attend this hearing. If Rubio and Hegseth want to come up, I don't think they'll be informing us of very much compared to the people who will be there today. But if they want to come up on Thursday, in addition, not in replacement of this hearing, that's okay. But the obstruction of this administration on a crucial issue like this, where American lives, and particularly the lives of American service members, are at stake, is their obligation. And it undermines the very principles of accountability and oversight that safeguard our democracy.
All right, let's bring back in CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion for more. Nikole, you actually just told me about this earlier when we spoke. So what stood out to you from what Chuck Schumer had to say?
Well, obviously, there's some frustration on the part of the minority leader as these briefings were scheduled for all senators and all members of the House. These were two separate briefings that were set to take place with the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and the Joint Chiefs Chairman, General Dan Kane. So what the leader was saying is, these were fine. The Defense Secretary and Secretary of State Marco Rubio weren't even supposed to be part of this. So I don't see why we needed to cancel this or postpone this because they wanted to be here. They can do this in addition to, and of course, a reminder that Secretary Hegseth and Secretary Rubio are both traveling overseas with the president of NATO. So, the broader issue here, though, is that we have certainly heard from Democratic leaders a lot of frustration on the part of notification. Just yesterday, I was in a press conference, for instance, with Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who said, he simply wanted a Gang of Eight briefing. That is a briefing that is usually classified for congressional leaders, and he says one of those briefings has yet to take place. And given the severity and the gravity of these strikes that the president ordered against Iran's nuclear facilities over the weekend, he said that bypassing Congress, not consulting Congress when you're using military action like this, is not an option. So, we heard similar frustration echoed on the part of Leader Jeffries as well. Furthermore, both of them acknowledged that when they got that call Saturday night, both of them have described it as getting just perfunctory notification about those strikes. Leader Jeffries called it a courtesy call, and just now in this briefing, Leader Schumer said, he got notified just shortly before the action occurred and then wasn't even told where these strikes were taking place when he asked what country. So, that is the frustration that leaders like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have. They want to make sure that this administration is being transparent, and right now they don't think that's the case.
All right, Nikole Killion, once again, thank you so much for your insight. We appreciate it.